Hello students, welcome to Cal State Teach. This is your first module in your process of becoming a teacher, and I will be providing for you preview modules like this for each of the modules you will be requested to complete as part of your learning in the Cal State Teach program. These short videos just give you an overview of expectation, and I provide you with some tips also on things you might want to pay close attention to. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to start walking you through the process. And so Module 1, Paradigm Shift in Education. The focus TPE, Teacher Performance Expectations, are the following: TPE 5, Student Engagement, and TPE 13, Professional Growth. Each module will always have focus TPEs. There may be one, there may be several. You will be looking at your growth as a teacher during the time that you work on these modules in relationship to the characteristics and behaviors that are outlined in the teacher performance expectations. Brain rules. Brain rules will always be incorporated into the modules, and the brain rules are how the brain functions. It's important for a teacher or anyone to understand that the brain operates in a particular way in order to accept and retain information. So in this particular case, the two brain rules that you will be focused on are: humans need to collaborate, and real-world applications focus the brain. You will learn more about this as you continue in the program. P21 skills. These are the 21st century skills that you want to incorporate into your practice whenever you have teaching and learning opportunities. And this is how you want to support the way children think and interact with one another. You want to, in this case, focus on creativity, communication, and collaboration. This means that the work you will do in this module are going to show you how to structure learning opportunities and the fundamentals involved in these learning opportunities and these thinking skills. The module elements. As you read through the module, you will see that the next thing it shows you are the elements. Paradigm shifts in education, history of education, collaboration tools, project-based learning, and brain rules. These are going to be the foci of this module. Then your module is divided into activities. Activity 1.01. In this activity, you will be asked to read about the history of education, and these are the theorists. This is called the academic work, and in these theorists, you're going to use this information about the theories and practices and fundamentals of education in order to frame your learning and refer to them and cite these works when you get to the end of the module, which is for your personal professional reflection. So in Activity 1.01, you are going to read about, take notes on the history of education. You're going to think about the social, political, and economic impacts on public education. You're going to read about deculturalization, and you're going to become familiar with the Williams Act. You will then submit at the end of this activity your responses to the discussion board, and you will respond to others at that time. Activity 1.02 is paradigm shifts in education. This is the focus of this particular activity. In activity 1.03, you're going to be looking at project-based learning. The one that we just left and this one go together. You will view Edutopia problem-based learning video. You will explore the Buck Institute and their problem-based learning in the 21st century. You will create a mindset for problem-based challenges. You will preview Module 10, and the collaborative project. A note here, if you are a Term 1A student, you will not get to that module until you are a Term 1B student. But you still may want to look ahead so you will see what your responsibilities will be the moment that you come back as a 1B student. You will also look ahead to Module 6, which is your first collaborative project. You do want to look ahead to that as a 1A student. Next, in Activity 1.04, you're going to use collaborative tools. You're going to open your account for Skype, Zoom USA, Twitter, and Evernote. You're going to upload your Skype and Twitter accounts into your profile. You're going to need to do this because as you continue on with the modules, you will be required to work in a collaborative fashion. And this is a way for you to connect with your cohort members. Then there's the professional reflection. And when you write this reflection, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to focus on the TPEs that were the essence of this module. You're going to include sightings from your academic work. You're going to respond to the prompts that are in the module. You are going to reflect on your growth as it relates to the TPEs. And you will be specific, provide evidence, and connect to learning. Without this evidence of having read the academic work and you're making connections between what you have done in the classroom and what you were reading, what you've seen, and what you've experienced, then you are not getting the full growth potential possible. And it is also evidence that you're not doing all the work that we expect. So please make sure when you write your professional reflection that you follow these 5 points here. And finally, instructor's notes. This module is important for several reasons. First, it is to get you acquainted with the academic content that you are going to need in order to become a teacher. But it also prepares you for learning about the website so that you learn how to navigate the Cal State Teach website, that you learn how to write a reflection, and that you understand the demands of the pacing guide. I want to repeat one more time. The pacing guide is your plan for when your work is due. It is important, it is imperative that you follow those dates. You have until midnight of the date that is written in the pacing guide for you to submit work. You may submit work in your My Workfolio as you work through to the end of the week or towards the pacing guide date. At that time, your faculty advisor can go in, look at your work, make sure you're making adequate progress, coach you, provide you with formative feedback. Once your work is submitted on the day that it is due, it will be graded and not returned to you. That's the drop dead date. I grade whatever is there. If you want to have feedback, you need to put your work in earlier. Once you give it to me, whatever grade you earn is the grade that you earn. The next important point of this module is for you to learn how to organize your time. And finally, it is for you to understand that this is a rigorous program with very high expectations. So it is very important that you take this program seriously, you allot the proper amount of time, and that you use this learning, which will be scaffolded into your next modules. Thank you very much. And if you have questions, always you can contact your advisor.